Day 45 of quarantine. We've successfully pierced our septum and now it's time to stretch our ears. Ever since I decided to pierce my septum, I was kind of obsessed with watching other people get their septum pierced on YouTube. And that quickly spiraled into watching plug hauls. There's just so many awesome plugs and tunnels out there and I want them all. So I've decided to stretch my ears. I've been watching Katrin Berndt for a good while. She has quite big stretched ears. And while watching piercing videos, Brianne always pops up. And she also very recently started to stretch her ears. So I've been following her videos on stretching as well. And when it comes to plug hauls, I've definitely been watching a lot of Maya. I'll link all of these below just in case you want to watch them as well. But yeah, it's kind of everywhere, at least online. Being flooded with it so much, I've just kind of been inspired to do it myself. I've also been browsing different online stores for different plugs and tunnels and I've definitely fallen in love with the teardrop shape. A while ago I wasn't that into tunnels, I was more into plugs. I thought they looked the best. But now that I've been watching a lot of videos, I've kind of changed my mind. I feel like with plugs they tend to kind of just look like a regular ear stud, especially with the smaller size. Of course not with the really big ones where you can tell that the ears are stretched. But I'm starting to really like the tunnels. It makes kind of more sense because you can actually see that the ear is stretched and has a hole in it, which I think is really cool. So I'm more into tunnels now, and I think my favorite pair would be just a plain simple steel teardrop shape tunnel. That's kind of what I want to get first, I think. And to kind of make this decision to stretch my ears, I did have a few worries. So I've written down 3 of them that I just wanted to share in this video. So my first and maybe most important worry is comfort when sleeping. I'm definitely too old to put aesthetic over comfort. I need my comfort and I need my sleep. And I sleep a lot, like I tend to sleep 10 to 12 hours easily. And I need to be comfortable while doing so. That's also a reason why I removed my cartilage earrings, because you can't really sleep on those, because it really hurts. So if I found out that it's too uncomfortable to sleep with plugs in, or I can't sleep without them in, because they'll shrink up, then I might reverse the whole process, if it's possible. And yeah, I know you can get like silicone tunnels to sleep with, but I think maybe I'm too lazy to put them in and out every morning and every night. I want something that I can like constantly wear in my ears, preferably. And my second worry is headphones. I wear headphones a lot, especially for gaming. I even have a second gaming channel that I also link below if you want to check that out. And then I also have my ASMR channel. I wear headphones when I record my videos and also just like on the bus going somewhere or at home while cleaning. I like to wear headphones because they cancel out any other noise. So headphones are a big thing for me. And I'm kind of scared that they will be too long and kind of be pushed against my head and just be uncomfortable that way. My third worry is winter. Just like my lip piercing, I had a lot of issues with severely dry lips during wintertime because of the metal. Obviously with my ears I can wear wood or something more soft, but I'm still worried that if my ears are too big, that my hat or beanie won't cover them that well. And they'll be like really cold because it gets very cold up here in the north. So that are my main worries when it comes to stretched ears. I've also written down a few like pros or things that I like about them. And I think the main thing I like about stretching is the actual process. Stretching takes a while and it's something that you have to physically do, and I also feel that it kind of keeps my mind focused and kind of occupied on something fun. And also it's just kind of a fun experience to go through, I think. Then of course there's all the pretty plugs and tunnels that you can wear. With earrings, I don't really feel like changing them a lot. I hate like dangly things. So I feel like plugs and tunnels are something great that I can like vary more than earrings. Of course there are different studs, but I personally don't like them that much. And they're really small anyways. Now I just have really simple rings in because it's the most comfortable for me. and I don't ever take them out. This is just kind of boring to me, like I don't love how it looks. It's just more for practical reasons. So I'm kind of excited to wear maybe some more fancy stuff in my ears. And another thing is that it's kind of unique. I mean, most people don't have stretched ears, and that's just something that I personally like. And I feel like at least here in Norway, not a lot of people are heavily modified. When it comes to the actual stretching, there are different methods. Just a huge disclaimer that I'm gonna do my own thing, and I don't recommend others doing what I do necessarily. And like, don't give me shit for the method I choose to use, because I'm gonna do it like that. It's decided, and just don't come at me. Of course you can come with tips and recommendation and stuff, or like tell me if I'm doing something completely wrong, but just don't be rude in the comments, please. I've just noticed that, especially with Brianne's videos, she's had to turn off the comments completely because she got so much hate about it, and I just don't want to do that on my channel, so just keep it civilized down below. So I've decided to go for the taping method. I think most people use tapers, and I think maybe the taping method is pretty new, I'm not sure. I simply chose that because of two reasons. One is that it's the cheapest. I spent a lot of money on just the single flare tunnels for stretching, like in all the different sizes. So adding like all the different sizes of tapers on top of that would just be a lot of money. And also it's kind of better for your ears because it's not stretching a lot at one time. It's like slowly stretching instead of just one big stretch, which I think is better for your ear. And I did already buy tape. It's PTFE tape, which should be safe for your skin. I bought 2 rolls just because I think I wanna be really safe and clean with it and remove the old tape before adding new tape. Most people I've seen online just put new tape over the old tape, but I feel like that might harbor bacteria, so I just want to be really safe, and every time I need to stretch more with tape, I'm just going to remove the old tape and put completely new tape on, most likely. I did, however, buy 2 tapers for the 2 first sizes, simply because they're so small that I don't think I could fit the tape securely enough on such a small size. So for the 16 and 14 gauge, I will use a taper just because it's so small. And here's the thing that people will probably hate me for, is that I got acrylic tapers. And that's also just because they were a lot cheaper than the steel ones. But I tried to do my research, and the only reason I could find for not using acrylic tapers is that it's kind of a porous material and might harbor bacteria. With steel you can obviously disinfect it, but I feel like for just one-time use, I don't feel like a lot of bad things could happen. As long as you don't reuse that taper later and you don't wear it while stretching, because I know people sometimes wear their tapers in their ears for a while when stretching, which you also shouldn't do because of the weight difference. So I feel like as long as you don't do those things, then acrylic tapers are fine. That's just what I've learned from trying to read up on this. And I will probably not make a separate video for every time I stretch. I just wanted to make this first video with the first stretch that I do so that I could talk to you about how I personally plan to do it and why I wanted to do it and stuff like that. And then I'm just gonna record myself the different times I'm stretching and then compile it all into one video where you can see me stretch from beginning to end. But I will probably do a second video where I stretch my second lobes. As you can see, I have rings in them now, 2 on each side. And I feel like when I start stretching, I might want a stud next to it, because I just think that looks better. That's just my personal preference. So I've ordered like just a basic small bar with a ball end on each side, like a barbell. I used to wear really tiny labrets in my ears, but I didn't really like the disc behind it, so this time I'm trying the circular ball ends, just to see if that is more comfortable or easy to clean. So I'll probably update you guys when that order comes in. It should arrive this week, I think. And also, before I start stretching my first lobes now, since I'm not updating you guys a lot while I'm stretching, if you have any questions about anything that you want to ask me, you can always just comment on this video, or you can message me on Facebook, and then I'll probably get back to you. So now let's just get on with it. So I ordered the Tronderose from Crazy Factory because I think they were the cheapest. I did order stuff for my septum there before this one that actually got lost in the mail, but I did get a full refund, and I don't think it was Crazy Factory's fault. I think it's just the whole mail situation during these times. That's kind of crazy, so I don't blame them at all. I've ordered stuff from them before and they've all arrived safely, and since I got the refund, I'm not scared to order from them again. So I think they have really good customer service too. Now, I didn't get all the sizes I need, I think. I just don't know how big I want to go. I actually don't want to stretch that big, simply because of the headphone and comfortable situation that I talked about earlier. So I just want something kind of small to medium size. Now I've just ordered up to a 6mm, and then if I want to go larger than that, I'll just have to make another order. I'm thinking maybe at least 8 or 10mm, so I probably should have ordered that already, but whatever. And maybe even like 12 or 14mm, but like I'm not sure. I just want to do the process and see how it looks on my ear, because all the ears are different. Like a 00 gauge, which is 10mm, can look really small on someone, and then on someone else it can look kind of big. So I'm just kind of checking as I go to see how big I want to go. But for now I just have up to 6mm. I'll probably go bigger than that though. Like, I'm thinking at least 10, which is 00. And then we'll see from there. So in here I have 1.6, 2, 2.5, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 is the biggest, and it looks like that. So today I'm just gonna put in the 1.6mm, which is... No, I'm not. 1.6 is actually a bit big. I'm gonna be putting in 1.2mm because I've been wearing really tiny jewelry, so my piercing hole is actually really small and tight. The rings I'm wearing are just 0.8mm, so I feel like a 1.6mm stretch will be a bit big for the first one. So I actually have these 2 rings that I originally bought for my septum, but I think it's actually a bit too big for my face, so I figured these would be perfect to be like the starter jewelry. And the 2 tapers I have are, this is 1.3, so I won't push this all the way through. And then I have one for the 1.6, and after that I'm just gonna tape. Even though it's acrylic, I'm just gonna rub it with some alcohol to like slightly make me feel better about it. And we're gonna have to remove these. If I can find the hinge. Okay, got it. My camera might run out of battery, so I'm just gonna do this one first. I'm just using salt water to kind of clean my hole. I mean, I can try and fit the ring in, but I really don't think it will fit. Oh, okay, it did. Maybe we should just go for the 1.6 then? Yeah, I think we will. There's no point in putting that in if it already fits. I guess we're stretching today. Then I need my new tunnels. Here they are. And they are so tiny, they kind of just look like studs. They do come with O-rings, but I'm not sure if I can bother putting those on. It's so small. And then I have some coconut oil to lube it up with. I'll put some on my ear and on the taper. Okay, let's do this. My first stretch. See, already there it's kind of stopping. That's sad. But like the 1.2 millimeter went straight in, so there's no point staying at that size. So I will just need to push this in. I'm just going slow because I don't want to rip my skin or anything. I mean, it's almost in already. It's hard to see though because it's clear. That was maybe a bad choice. Since my camera is running out of battery, I think I'll just turn it off and then... because I think this is gonna take a while for me to push in because I don't want to rush it. So I'll come back when I'm switching to the tunnel. So I've already put one tunnel in and I have the taper here and I'm ready to put in the second one. It went pretty smoothly. While taking this previous ring out, I remember that I'm not wearing 0.8 millimeter rings, like I said. They are in fact 1 millimeter. So that is why the 1.2 millimeter ring went straight in. So that's why I'm stretching to 1.6 already. And as you can see, I have one tunnel in here. It's actually quite long on the other side. I was not able to put the O-ring on. It's so small. I just can't. I might be able to later if I try for 2 hours. But right now I'm just gonna leave it like this. Here is the clear taper, if you can even see it. So now I'm just gonna lube up my second tunnel and I'm gonna try and maybe push this in on the camera if I can. Yeah. There it is. It's so small and cute. Teeny tiny tunnels. And my ear is just full of coconut oil now, so that's why they are shiny. And of course they are a little bit red. I feel like this ear was tighter than this one. Not sure why. Maybe it's because I have several piercings here. I'm not sure. Maybe that's normal. I don't know. I think maybe this one is slightly lower on my lobe. I'm not quite sure. But then again, I think my ears are slightly uneven too. But I think we should be fine. It's not that low. I hope. So that was my very first stretch to 1.6 millimeters, which is 14 gauge. I'm obviously not sure when my next stretch will be. I don't have a taper for the next size, so I have to try and tape these tunnels, which are quite small. And then the next size is 2 millimeters. I might not even have to tape them because it's only 0.4 millimeters. So maybe after just wearing these for a while, then I'll be able to just slide these in. But yeah, since I found out that my rings are 1 millimeters, I might just be able to put in the second lobe studs that I ordered straight in as well without using the taper. So I'm not sure I'm gonna bother doing an update video on that. If you do want it, maybe just leave me a comment below. Other than that, I'm not sure when I'll be back, but I'll be doing another septum haul maybe later this week or the next week, because I have 1 or 2 orders coming in. So stay tuned if you want to watch that. Hope you enjoyed this video and I hope to see you in my next one. Vi ses!